they posed. This would be after they're done talking, because before this, they've never been able to get their questions answered. So that's one of the things that's in the new meeting rules. And those are the three main changes. So where are we at? Nick made the motion and I seconded it.
I seconded it. We'll do a roll call. Trustee Konechny?
Yes.
Trustee Dorner? Yes. And Trustee Warner?
Yes.
Before we leave that, these meeting procedures envision some changes to the local laws 70-1, 2, and 3. Is that something you want me to move forward with?
Yes, I think you could really actually eliminate 4, don't you?
I'll take another look at it. We probably could, yeah. But
Because
I'll take another look at that.
These ones we just passed can be changed at any time by a majority vote.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say move forward. Like, do we need a motion to do that?
Yeah, there probably ought to be a motion for me to draft up a law to amend those sections.
And what are we amending those sections for again?
We're basically just deleting those, aren't we?
Yeah, it won't be deleting them completely, but it'll be referring to the rules for those topics. So it's
in the code book.
in the code book,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Instead of looking to the code book to figure out what time the meetings are, it'll be based on the rules and the resolutions of the village board.
Isn't that what we wanted to do originally, so we didn't have to keep changing the dates every time we had a meeting?
That's what we discussed last meeting.
Yeah, I think that's a good
That'll
idea.
make life a lot easier.
It would, because, you know, we have to change dates and times, and it just gets too confusing. Yeah, I agree with that. That sounds good.
I'm all about easier.
Yeah,
All
me
right,
too.
so I'll draft
Pretty confusing tonight. Bob is a real stickler.
well, it's the only way to do it.
I know.
I mean, you saw the other way.
That's why I'm me.
Okay, so I'll draft up a law and present it for the work session at next meeting.
Okay, so I guess the next one is the recycling facility, which is a resolution.
Okay.
Anthony, do you read that, or do you read that, Anthony, or do I read that, or what do we do?
You get to read it.
Yeah, I can read it. I can read it if you...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ted.
Okay, so this is a resolution regarding the recycling facility. Just a second here. Okay. Regarding the local law prohibiting recycling facilities in industrial zones. At a meeting of the Village Board of Trustees of Endicott held on the 4th day of January 2021, the following, it was proposed on last Friday the 1st. It was held over till today. The following resolution was offered and seconded. Whereas the Village Board of Trustees seeks to schedule a public hearing on a local law entitled Local Law Prohibiting Recycling Facilities in Industrial Zones, and to designate the local law under the State Environmental Quality Review Act. And now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of Trustees hereby schedules a public hearing to be held on Monday, February 1 at 6 o'clock on the local law prohibiting recycling facilities in industrial zones, which is attached here too. Be it further resolved that the Village Board of Trustees identifies the local law as type 1 action under seeker pursuant to 6 NYCRR 617.4 parentheses B parentheses 2, and identifies the Village Board as the lead agency and the only involved agency, and be it further resolved that the resolution shall take effect immediately. illegal, invalid, or unconstitutional provision, clause, sentence, subsection, word, or part had not been included therein, and as if such a person or circumstance to which the local law or part thereof is held inapplicable had been specifically exempt thereon. Wow, that's a long sentence. Section 5, effective date. This local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the New York State Secretary of State in accordance with Section 27 of the municipal home rule law. So recycling. So I will make a motion to pass that resolution.
So Bob, we can pass this resolution with no public hearing and no 239?
Yes.
And why is that I had to have public hearing and a 239, but you don't?
But I don't?
But nobody does. Well, you wrote it, so I'm just saying that. Why do
You don't need to have a 239 or a public hearing. This is scheduling a public hearing.
That's all this is for?
Yeah.
This isn't adopting the law.
No, that's what I was asking you.
For February 1st, Linda.
Okay.
It's going to be a public hearing, February 1st. If this is approved, I'm going to send a 239. We're going to line up the planning board to meet. It'll be the same process. We'll do a seeker,
all
of that.
That's where I was confused. Because
Yeah, you emailed me and I responded to it.
Why are we voting on it? That was confusing.
Pat, you spent hundreds of hours on this. Do you want to second it?
I will second it.
Have you made the motion, right? Pat seconded it?
Yes.
The roll call? Trustee Connectney?
Yeah.
Trustee Burlingame? Yes. Trustee Dorner?
Yes.
Trustee Warner?
Yes.
So just to be clear, I'm going to move forward with 239 and planning board review on this, and I'll be preparing the appropriate documents for February meeting. Thank you.
And then after the public hearing, we send for the 239,
No,
correct?
no, the 239 is done before the public hearing.
Before the public hearing, and then we have to have a seeker.
There's going to be a seeker, yeah, there'll be seeker documents
Okay.
prepared, yep.
I'm just trying, I wanted to get all these written down so that we know how to go ahead and do these.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, great. Okay, Linda, what was your vote on that?
I don't have to vote.
Yes, you do. You don't have to. No, you're going to not vote?
Yeah, I haven't voted on hardly anything as long as there's 3 or 4 votes. I rarely vote. I vote.
So on that motion, you are not going to vote? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not going to vote.
Okay. So then the next item on the agenda is the agenda. We are under the new rules, under the new meeting rules that we just passed. The board can now set up a new agenda format, which we're going to do. And I think Pat was working on this, but I'll just there's only a couple changes. At the beginning, where the trustees were only allowed, over the past 12 months, we were only allowed to talk about committee reports. Now the term is comments, so we can talk about committee reports or any other items we want to. And then at the end of the agenda, instead of having the executive session and then the section for board members to talk, and the people would have to wait for hours till we came back, we're going to have the board members' comments first, the executive session last. And then the one thing that everybody has been wanting for a year is there will be 2 hearing of visitors.
So you're going to have two trustee comments?
The trustees would have, to answer your question, the trustees can make comments, and part of those comments can be committee reports.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. I just wanted to know.
Pat, did you want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the new agenda format.
And I'll second it.
Roll call? Trustee Connectney?
Yeah, whatever.
Trustee Burlingame?
Yes.
Trustee Dorner?
Yes.
Trustee Warner?
Yes. And what is your vote, Linda?
I don't have to vote. But I would tell you my vote would be no, of course.
Well, just so everybody knows, just so everybody knows, that is true. You don't have to vote, and we don't have to vote either.
I'm not voting. I don't want to. I would like to continue with the.
But I wanted to finish what I was saying. Just so everybody knows, when the voting happens, you're right. You don't have to vote, but the board members don't have to vote either if they don't want to. It's not a special privilege. It's the same for everybody.
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, then that's over with. Now we should go into executive session. May I have a motion to go into executive session, please?
I make a motion to go into
We
executive.
we did not have trustee comments yet.
Well, don't you have to, you want to do that before the executive meeting? We can do that.
Oh, no, that's right. I'm sorry. We want to have it afterwards. No, yeah, we want to have the trustee comments before executive session.
But don't you think people are going to want to stay on after our executive session and see what it's about and see what we're voting for? I'm just asking.
People can stay and listen to what executive session was about if they want to, but what we want to do, we just passed the new agenda, which takes effect immediately. So we want to have trustee comments right now, and then we would go into executive session.
Well, that's fine with me. I don't mind. And Eileen, would you like to try to say anything?
I got nothing right now.
How about you, Nick? What would you like to say?
Well, I'm very happy that we are getting this recycling law rescinded and, enabling the right of the public to speak at these meetings. So I'm very glad of that.
Okay, how about you, Pat? What would you like to say?
I'm good.
All right, Ted, what would you like to say?
I have the same comment as Pat.
Okay, well then I guess it's my turn.
Go ahead.
Okay. Everybody has made it very, very clear, our new trustees have made it very clear that they don't tend to vote for anything that I want. I am shocked that you voted for my secretary, but I overheard the comment. I really did. I know this September how it's going to go. I've got so much to do on Washington Avenue that I'm going to be pretty busy anyway. And I'm driving my niece with me. So that's.
But it'll be fun.
And if you want to turn our meetings into a circus by having everybody talk anytime they want to, I don't really care. It's quite the work. I can deal with it. So.
Well, I would add one more comment at the end of this.
Washington Avenue, and I think I would like to go into executive session if you don't mind.
I would have one more comment also, that if we are turning this into a circus, it's been a circus for the last 50 years because that's exactly what it's been. For 50 years, we've had 2 hearing the visitors and we've had trustee comments. So I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate your statement.
That's okay. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's go into executive session. I second it.
Well,
So I just want to fill out, that motion needs to be more full. It can't just be a motion for executive session. So it's a motion for executive session to discuss the potential appointment of employees. Is that what we're
Yes,
going to
that's
talk?
what it is.
Okay.
I'll be right back. We believe you, Eileen.
Anthony, you'll give me a call?
Yes.
I need a
Okay, thank you.
And so there needs to be a vote on that.
Oh. Well, she's coming right back.
Motion and second.
Mm-hmm. She's coming right back.
Go around.
Yeah.
That just hung up, so. We'll need a majority. Nick, you okay to go to executive session?
Yes.
Okay.
And I am too, so.
So we'll do 4.
Yeah. I'm sure she's okay with it too.
Okay.
Looking for a plug. There's one there. Hold on.
Here's the, well,
Wait, I got
this one I plugged in, I don't know if it is.
I even brought a little extension cord, no,
It looks like they're going into executive session.
Want to go behind me?
You know what, I might be able to reach here.
Wait till they stop talking, and then we can talk about it. All right, so it's muted. It's muted. Okay, so can you hear me now? All right, looks like you can. I'm going to check the chat really quick and see if there's anybody that is watching right now. Where is the chat window? I need to move the chat window. I'm sorry I had some audio problems starting out, friends. I just, I don't know if you can see, but I'm actually on the Zoom. Like, I am on the Zoom right here. So I'm simultaneously, I'm connected to their Zoom with my OBS setup, and I'm also broadcasting to YouTube. So trying something new, and it's kind of exciting. But what just happened? It's amazing. So first of all, we just went back to, let me just do something here. We just went back to, I have to be careful. I don't want to make a mistake on what I'm doing. Where is Just Bill? So I need to actually duplicate this one. Stand by 1 second, friends. I just want to, Just Bill, really? Okay. So now, what I want to do, I want to get rid of this one, capture right, and make myself a little bit bigger. And move this over here. And where's my bug? I gotta move my bug up. There's the bug. Okay. All right, that's a little bit better of a composition for you, friends. So we're just waiting for them to come out of executive session. And so we're just gonna chat a little bit. But so how exciting. So here's what we just heard, okay? And I missed a couple of minutes here, and once again, I apologize for the audio problems. I'm trying a brand new setup here. But basically what happened was they went back to the old system of having two public hearings, two hearings of the visitors, I should say. So that's fabulous. Like, so this was one of the big problems that we had in how these meetings are being conducted up until this year. Or after this year, during this year, with the new mayor. So, and the other is that even the trustees were limited in their communications at the beginning, and that's been eliminated. And then the other thing is, so they're holding a public hearing on the recycling law. And it looks like that they're basically going to repeal it. So this is all super fabulous stuff. This is really, really incredibly fabulous. I'm going to put on my headphones so I can monitor myself better. Check, 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 check. There we go. So this is super fabulous. We have a brand new board, basically, with the addition of Nick Burlingame. So let me just put up a little note, because I want to welcome Nick. Because Nick has basically transformed the board. And let's go back to this one, and then where is that's that one, and this one is, let's do welcome. Is it 1G or 2Gs in Burlingame? I don't know. So let's welcome Nick Burlingame. And, with the addition of Nick, it's suddenly it seems like that the logjam, I think, is going to be kind of freed. It's going to be freed up with Nick, because I think that the three men on the board now are really going to do a lot better at preserving our rights in the village of Endicott, no matter what the issue is, whether it's the incinerator or whether it's 5G or whatever happens to be. So welcome, Nick. I'm really looking forward to this. It's feeling already like it's a brand new. Okay, I'm going to show that. Hi, John. Hello, John Solak. Thanks for watching. So we're already seeing big changes. This is only the fourth day of January in 2021, and we've already seen major changes in what how the village is going to conduct business, and they're already working towards repealing this. They're not only going to repeal the recycling law, which is a zoning change. They're going to undo the zoning change, but they're actually going to prohibit. What I heard just now is that they're actually going to prohibit recycling facilities in an industrial zone. So I might have heard that just wrong, a little bit wrong. I was distracted with a lot of technical stuff, but that's really exciting. That it looks like this new board is going to be taking aggressive action against Sunjeel. And Sunjeel, so there's a couple things. So one is I got a new foil update. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little dark. Maybe that will make me a little less dark. Do I need to bring up the gain? Let me bring up the gain on my picture a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, that's too much. So let's do like 6. 6 good enough? Yeah. Oh. Okay, so it's a brand new board. It looks like this new board is going to take aggressive actions against Sunjeel. Here's the update. So update number 1 is that I talked to Reggie Parker, who is, speaking of Parker, hi, Parker Owens. Reggie Parker has been one of my contacts at DEC. I've talked to Reggie a lot. I've known Reggie. Reggie was the guy that when the stink trucks, that's what my friend Mark called them, the stink trucks. But basically what it was, to describe, stink trucks is really concise. It's really easy to say. But what this was really about is somewhere around 2011, here on campus started a brand new business. It was basically a commercial waste treatment operation. And my whole thing was, they didn't go through zoning. They just went off and did it. And we fought the speedies. I was on the team. I was one of the leaders, I would say, that fought this project. We were fighting a speedies permit. They have this, it's called a wastewater discharge permit. And it's, if you spell out speedies, it's something like State Pollution, SPDES, State Pollution Discharge Elimination Program. So it seems like it's saying that it's pollution elimination, but really what it is it's a license to pollute. So this is all under the Clean Water Act. That's a federal law. And so anyway, we lost that fight because we couldn't motivate. I failed at getting the community engaged. And as we can see with No Burn Broom, getting the community engaged is absolutely key in defeating a project. So we really didn't get that done. But the point is that, what is my point? That Reggie Parker was there for that one. Reggie Parker was also there for the Incinerator. He's been on the team. And I've been calling Reggie and talking to Reggie. He just retired. He retired in December. So he's no longer there. And the one thing about Reggie was I used to get good information from Reggie. Reggie was candid with me. I mean, I didn't like Reggie from how he acted in his official capacity. But what was great about Reggie is Reggie would tell me stuff. So like in a very frank and candid manner. So I'm actually going to miss Reggie. But Reggie told me this. Reggie thinks that, now, don't get your hopes up. I'm going to tell you something that might sound like good news, okay? But Reggie basically told me that he thinks Sunjeel is kind of dead on arrival, which is pretty awesome, really, which means we won. Now, I want you to almost forget that I even told you that, because we can't give up. We have to stay vigilant. And here's the other update, okay? So I did get some new foil materials from the DEC. And there are some emails going back and forth between Sanjil, and it has to do with these measurements in Korea, the PFAS measurements in Korea. And Reggie didn't think there was much going on with that, but there is something going on. And frankly, I'm just saying, I have so many different projects that I'm working on right now that I didn't really have the time to go through those DEC foils yet. So I'm going to make a note to myself to actually go through those so I can report to you what's in there and what to expect. So where was I? So basically, Reggie Parker, Sanjil might be DOA. Stay vigilant. I'm not asking No Burn Broom to disband or anything like that. I know there's even an active lawsuit right now. But I think we're in really good shape with Sanjil. Now, the next thing we have to deal with is 5G. 5G and the Verizon Master License Agreement, okay? So Verizon came in, basically they want a franchise agreement to do whatever they want to do in building these 5G towers in Endicott. And I'm very lucky. I connected up with a group of people that are, I think it's called New Yorkers for Wired Tech. That's the name of this group. And I connected to some other people and some other groups too. There's a lot of different groups fighting 5G in New York State, and they all have slightly different approaches. But I found the right group for me. And found a great attorney named Odette Wilkins, and I did a live stream with her. You can find it on the Bill Huston podcast channel, and it's really important. It's got really critical info, especially for people who are elected officials. So the bottom line is we got the vote on the master license agreement delayed twice last year, 2 times. So that's really good news. But it's not over. It's still in play. But there's nothing good about the Verizon Master License Agreement. Basically, my understanding right now is, and we have Odette Wilkins, this attorney, and what's her group? Her group is called. Oh boy, I'm drawing a blank on the name of her group. But if you watch the video on Bill Huston podcast channel, you can see what the name of her group is. So she's helping out, and she's trying to craft, I would say, a master license agreement, which is more protective of the rights of people in the village of Endicott. And so, my understanding now is maybe we need to just take this Verizon Master License Agreement and throw it completely out, because otherwise we've already got this law and this regulatory scheme. Let's just use it. They want to put a 5G tower in Endicott, let them go through and apply for a pole license. Okay? There's nothing good in that Verizon Master License Agreement for us. In fact, it's all bad. And in fact, they try to basically get us to waive our rights to control our public rights of way, and waive our rights in terms of our ability to deny a poll application, waive our rights by saying we have to respond in a certain time. That's this concept of the shot clocks. I just learned some stuff today that's really mind-blowing. So, I mean, this gets into the weeds. A lot of people aren't so interested in this, but let me tell you right quick. The FCC basically lost their legal definition of what a small cell tower is. This means that their Verizon Master License Agreement let me just say that again. This means that all of the talk about the shot clocks and all of the supposed preemption that the Verizon rep mentioned when he spoke to the village of Endicott back in October, I think it was when it was. Greg Hanley, I think is his name. Everything that he said was wrong about the fact that we don't have any, we are preempted. In fact, if you read the 96 Telecom Act, there is explicit protection for our rights to, number one, protect health and safety of our people, and number two, to control the placement of these towers via zoning. So just what's going on right now is our attorney, the village attorney, Robert McCurtich, and I really like Bob. I think he's a great attorney. I think he's done a lot of good work throughout 2020. I'm really impressed with Mr. McCurtich, so I really appreciate your work, Bob. And so Odette Wilkins, this attorney doing public service work, she helps communities kind of navigate this regulatory framework. They're working together on this to try to figure out something that's more protective of our rights. My feeling now is we need to take this entire Verizon license agreement and throw it out the window. We don't need it. It basically does nothing good. I'm repeating myself. It does nothing good for the village, and it's only good for Verizon. Verizon loves it because it gets us to agree to things in this contract that are more beneficial to Verizon than just simply the law itself, the regulatory scheme that we're under right now for these small cell towers. We're in super good shape right now, actually, because of what I just learned today. Basically, the industry is playing this trick, this switcheroo, that they're trying to basically say that this broadband wireless data service, it's not for 5G is not for cell phones. 5G is for data. First of all, it's not necessary because you don't need that kind of broadband to your phone. You need that kind of broadband to your house. And with the house, there's a better system, and that's called fiber optic. And it's low tech, it's cheap, it doesn't require these monstrous radio transmitters that are blasting, these radio frequency bullets, as one guy described it, or radio power, little packets of radio power shooting at your house like bullets. Doesn't need any of that stuff. Fiber optic is low tech, it's low power, it's cheap, doesn't require anything fancy. We do not need 5G, period. But if 5G is going to come here, then the existing regulatory framework that Verizon was using has just fallen completely apart. So they're trying to say that the 96 Telecom Act, which did not envision broadband wireless, they're trying to say that is applicable. So they're trying to take this stuff in the 96 Telecom Act and tell us that we can't say no. There's these shot clock time limits. All of that is wrong. All of that is wrong. So my understanding is that this isn't going to come up for a vote anytime soon. But I am asking you, the people of the Village of Endicott, I'm really thankful to you all who came together. I think a lot of us know each other now because of this fight against the Sunjeel Incinerator. So we need to do it again because this 5G is bad news. It's bad news in a lot of ways, and all we need to focus on just superficially is it's bad because of it's toxic. It's toxic. It's a boondoggle because it requires all this capital expenditure and it's unnecessary. And it's going to, bombard all living things in the area with this extremely high power radio frequency radiation, this extremely high, it's basically electricity through the air. It's completely unnecessary. So, anyway, so I think we're in really good shape with the incinerator. We're kind of in good shape with the Verizon Master License Agreement for right now. But I'm asking you all to try to get a little educated on 5G. I already have, I think, 3 videos up on my channel where I'm talking about 5G. So there's good materials on my website, and I'm going to keep on doing more information about this, informational stuff to you, and bringing you technical experts like Odette Wilkins and like Gusty Bogok. She's the other one I interviewed. They're both on my channel. I'm asking you, with this incinerator fight in 2000, I've never been more proud to live in the village of Endicott. I've never been more proud of the people that live here, because we all came together to solve this, solve this great threat that came to us, and that was the Sungeal Hazardous Waste Incinerator, which they call a battery recycling facility. So, we need to come together again, friends, and we need to defeat 5G. This is very, 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 very bad for the village of Endicott, especially the master license agreement, because it waives our rights in several key ways. So let's see if there's anything else we can talk about that are impacting. Let me look in the chat here. Anybody have anything you want to talk about in the chat? We got a few people listening, John and Parker, and there's a couple other people viewing. So if you have any questions, we can try to answer them now. I'm not really set up for phone calls right now. I would love to take your calls. I'm hoping they come out of executive session pretty soon. I'm just wondering how people are feeling about the lockdown. So let me put this out there. I got to do it like this. Okay, so let's do this other one. All right. Stand by 1 second, friends. Stand by. All right. And then, oops, that's not what I wanted to put up there. So, well, actually, maybe we should talk about that. So, okay, so I work in the public interest, friends, and I'm very, very grateful to my donors who have really come through time and again. I had 3 people bring me food over Christmas, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But, who led the fight against the stink trucks? Who led the fight against the Endicott battery incinerator? I was doing educational work way in front of everybody else, 6 months out before No Burn Broom existed. Who's taking the lead on 5G? This is not the only environmental work that I do. I fought fracking for 10 years, fracking and pipelines and different kinds of dirty petroleum infrastructure, which is old school. We really have to get on this whole petroleum paradigm. So I work in the public interest. There's, Sierra Club isn't doing the work that I do. I have to drag Sierra Club along, and they're like clawing at the ground as I'm pulling them. That's Sierra Club, okay? I love some of the people in Sierra Club. I have friends and donors in Sierra Club. I'm just saying, the NGOs aren't helping us. The DEC is asleep at the switch, or worse, they're captured, one of those two, and they're not protecting us. So we need citizens like me that just step up to the plate and figure out when this new threat comes to town and immediately starts doing foils and calling people and different things. So if you appreciate the work that I have done over the past 10 years, I would appreciate donations in any amount. Now, my goal is actually probably closer to $2,000 because I got some donations coming that came in. It goes up because we've ticked over to a new month, but it came down too. So I'm trying to do the calculation in my head. I think I really need to raise about $2,000 additionally right now. So I appreciate donations in any amount. $5 is fine. It's great. I get those. $20. Major donations like $100, $200. Those are really super helpful. God bless you. Thank you for supporting me. That's my pitch for donations right now. Now then, the other thing that I wanted to get into was I need another text box. Okay, so we're going to do add let's do new. And what are we going to call this? Okay, so, and is that already lit up? I need to turn it off. So what was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about? Okay. Okay, and let me just change the font a little bit. Stand by 1 second, friends, as I gradient direction, that's fine. Background color is black. Let's bring up the opacity a little bit. That's fine. And then select font. That's not what I want. Let's do center. Okay. So this is my question to you. Yeah. This is my question to you. Are you tired of the lockdowns? Are you tired of the lockdowns? Let me change my font to my favorite. Wish I knew an easy way to get to this one fast. There it is. We're getting close. And there we go. Are you tired of the lockdowns? That's my question for you. So if you believe that the big scary death plague virus is real, that's fine. You're entitled to your belief. If you enjoy wearing a mask, that's fine. That's fine. You can wear a mask. If you're happy with the fact that all the businesses are closed, that's fine. If you really believe that 300,000 people in America plus have died from the big scary death plague virus, for right now, I'm not going to try to convince you of otherwise. I want to talk specifically with people that don't believe that the big scary death plague virus is real, that most of the people are dying. I mean, we're not denying that people are dying, but people are dying from other causes. For example, effects of the lockdown, or because the miracle cures have been banned, the successful therapies like hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, and also budesonide. Those are very successful therapeutics. They've been banned. Why did they ban the miracle cure? People are dying because of that. People are dying because of the masks. People are dying because of the lockdowns. People are dying from suicide and drug overdoses and all kinds of extra reasons. The excess deaths are coming from those areas. And there are probably a few people that are dying from this new flu. That's what I want to call it. New flu, or it's a form of pneumonia. That's how it was described in the original Chinese press. That's funny, Tom. That's cute. Me too. My buddy used to say, I have a great face for radio. That's what he would say about himself. I have a great face for radio. So, I mean, if you're fine with how things are going in New York, if you're fine with Governor Cuomo suspending the civil law, we don't have a system of law anymore. We have executive made law. That's what we're living under right now. We are living under basically, I'm just stating a truth, okay? That we are living basically under fascism right now. And the weird thing is, for me, is the fact that I never imagined that fascism would come from the left. I always thought that fascism was right wing, but what I see, and I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, okay, but what I see is that fascism is being pushed by the Democrats. The Democrats seem to be really bought into this big scary death plague virus and believing the official narrative coming from MSNBC and CNN and Washington Post and New York Times and all these outlets. The same outlets that have lied to us over and over again, lied to us about war, the excuses for going to war, like weapons of mass destruction. Remember that? Remember Judith Miller got fired from the New York Times for lying? Remember the yellow cake uranium and aluminum tubes and mobile chemical factories. It was all BS. And we found out later that it was BS, but that's what they told us at the time. Remember the Syrian gas attacks? Remember Russiagate? I know a lot of Democrats still believe that Russiagate is real, but if you look at the evidence, there's no evidence that Russians hacked our election in 2016. Trump colluded with WikiLeaks there's no evidence of it. There was no evidence that was found in court, and 0 people were indicted on the core charges of that. People were indicted all kinds of just regular public corruption, but nobody was indicted or convicted. Some Russians were indicted because they knew they would never actually get extradited to the United States, so it didn't mean anything. No Americans were indicted or convicted of any of the core charges of Russiagate. So the point is, the mainstream media lies to us all the time. But when it comes to the big scary death plague virus, the media is virtuous. And because Trump calls them liars, that means the mainstream media is virtuous. Wait a minute. All during the 2000s, I was involved in independent media. Okay, there was a huge independent, the IMCs, independent media centers that arose out of the 1999 WTO protests in Seattle. There are. I'm coming to that, John. That's an important thing. Lost my. I have to focus. Okay, that's why I tend not to look at the chat because the chat distracts me. But the point I'm trying to make here is, friends, that the media lies to us on the regular. But because Trump criticized the media, now they're trustworthy. Now the media is virtuous. And so anyway, I'm just shocked that all of my super smart friends that happen to be Democrats all really are bought into this official narrative. So here's my question to you. Are you sick of the lockdowns? And as John Solak just reminded me of in the chat, I haven't read all the chat messages, but I'm going to address that. It's called, 416, A.416, New Assembly Bill. Let me make sure I got the number right. Yeah, A416. A614 is internment camps. If you are infected with a dangerous disease, they can take you away. If you are suspected of having a contagious disease, they can take you away. They can take you out of your home and put you in a, who knows what, some kind of a facility, some kind of medical facility or other. Could be a prison. Maybe that's why they're emptying out the prisons. They're getting ready to put all of us in there, okay? If you're contact traced, they can take you away. If you've had contact, supposedly, with somebody that tested positive with the PCR, the PCR test, that's complete rubbish, it's worthless. All of these test numbers, friends, are bogus. All the numbers of the big scary death virus, the numbers are up around 6.7. It's all rubbish because the test that they're using isn't even a test. It's called the polymerase chain reaction, and it's not a test. It's just a way of amplifying DNA or amplifying it can amplify RNA. That's what it does. It's amplification. It is not a test. but they're using it as a test because they can basically dial in any result that they want, and that's what they're doing. So if you're tired of all this, I want to hear from you, okay? I want to talk to you. In fact, I'm going to put my email address in the chat right now so that you can contact me. It's william@gmail.com. If you're tired of the lies about the big scary death plague virus, if you're tired of the lockdowns, if you're tired of masks that don't do anything, here's one for you. You might know this, but I'll just say it anyway for those of you that didn't see the other material that I've done on this. I foiled the New York State Department of Health, and I said, give me all your data on, number one, the health impacts to healthy people wearing masks all the time. And number two, I want to know all of your data on the safety or efficacy of using masks to stop or slow the spread of disease. And after about 6 to 8 weeks, I forget, it was a long time, since October, I think, they finally came back in December and said, after a diligent search for records through our records, we are unable to locate any records that match your request. So they're telling us to wear, mask up, New York, and wear your damn mask, all of this stuff. The New York State Department of Health has no data to support the claim that wearing a mask will do anything. So tell me again, why is 20 million New Yorkers wearing masks if the New York State Department of Health has no data? That's weird. It just seems weird to me. I don't know, maybe you think it's okay, but it just seems weird to me. My computer seems to be locked up there. It's back. So all I'm saying is, if you are tired, you can call me if you know my number. My number is pretty easy to find, I think. But best way to contact me is by email. I'm part of a new group that's formed in New York, and I'm trying to decide whether I should even say the name of the group. You're going to find out about the name of this group coming up, okay? It's not just me. It's people all over New York State that are fighting this. So let me just tell you the first thing you can do. The first thing you can do is go visit Pam Popper's website. Okay, we're coming back. The meeting's coming back. Go visit Pam Popper's website. Make America Free Again. I don't hear any audio. I don't hear anything. I don't think the meeting started back up yet. We don't see Anthony on the call yet. Okay, rock and roll. Here we go. Should I change myself? Where am I? Where's BH Cam? There we go. Now I'm I'm going to disappear, friends, and I'm going to, as soon as they get back on, I'm going to just let them take over. Looks like they're out of executive session. They were discussing...
You gonna call on Bill?
No, I'm exhausted.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah, but, I thought maybe he didn't know the time, and then I thought he had to. If he got the Zoom information, it was all there.
I kind of thought that too.
Because the first...
Because he was about an hour late, right?
I wanted to help him, but then I thought, oh no, I forgot about that.
Are we on right now?
Huh?
Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just waiting on Ted here.
That's it, Ted.
Come on, Ted. How are you?
That is in
I
the
ran to
waiting
the
room.
grocery
huh?
store too. Don't forget your lasagna. Thank you. Oh, I've got that to look forward to.
Take it out of the refrigerator and put it on your coat now.
No, he said he's in the
Well, you
waiting
have a
room.
minute.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, you got a minute. You're
Okay,
good.
a minute? Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that right now.
That's what we say. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there's Ted's name.
Yeah. Got this computer there, he's had a call in.
nice, if we could get him in here.
Yeah, because you're ready to go.
I'll get the lasso.
Look at the lock.
Lasso. Tie it off. Hang on.
Is that for dinner tonight?
Yes.
Make it?
Yes. But that's what happened.
Be nice.
Okay, we're just waiting, friends, for Ted Warner. You talking about my foil from the Department of Health, John? Okay, I'm just going to read the chat. John says, circus, what a something Linda Jackson is. Parker says, hi. History Hunting with Tom says, I look better with my face covered. John Solek says, reversion to the mean. Reversion to the mean. I don't remember what we were talking about there. 70 is what you get according to the good book. That's what a lifespan is, right? 70 years, 3 square and 10. Is that 70? How about them camps? So it's really House Assembly Bill 4. A416. A416, baby. Let me see if I can find it for you really quick while we're waiting. I'm trying to load my highlighted version. Looks like the video is a little skippy. I'm sorry about that. I'm going up and down at the same time. All right. Let's look at this, friends. It's A416. It's this session, 21-22. It's New York State Senator Perry. He's from downstate. This is the removal of cases, contacts, and carriers of communicable diseases who are potentially dangerous to the public health. You might be just a suspected case. How about that? Do you see that? Suspected. A suspected case, contact, or carrier of contagious disease. They just have to suspect you to basically come and grab you and throw you in jail, throw you in internment camp, virus internment camp. May order the removal or detention of any person or group of such persons. Shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facility or premises. This is.
Ted, I see you in there. Good.
Now we can't say he's not there.
A416, friends, we got to stop this thing. And it even talks about radiation. Are they expecting an atomic bomb or attempt to leave? You have to behave yourself. Must conduct him or herself and must not in a disorderly manner.
Okay, I'm back, Anthony.
No, we can just reconvene the meeting in regular session.
All right.
Okay, y'all start that?
Okay,
Okay, we're
back
back.
on.
We're back, and we would like to make a motion to hire 3 police for the March Academy. I'm sorry, I should tell the people more, because we have, at least 3 retiring, and we can't let our police force go below a certain amount of, manpower. It just wouldn't be safe.
I will strongly second that.
Thank you.
Okay. Second, we'll do a roll call. Trustee Connecting?
Yes.
Trustee Burlingame?
Yes.
Trustee Dorner?
Yes.
Trustee Warner?
Yes.
And now, does the second motion, would this be okay? Would like to discuss an incentive package to be voted on at our next meeting.
I don't think we're ready to talk about that, are we?
I don't have to say that? Okay.
No,
Okay.
we can
We can do that
present
later?
something and then bring it up at the
next
put
one.
on the agenda.
Because most
Right.
importantly, is Chief's got to be able to go by
Okay.
February.
Okay,
Right.
well then, good.
Very good.
All right.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn if it's all right.
I will second that. I want to go home for my,
Lasagna.
would you like to say
You good?
for that?
Where's the hearing of visitors?
Any hearing? No. I'm good. We got adjourned?
That was the motion, right?
Okay.
Where's the hearing of visitors?
I'm out.
We got roll call on adjournment? Or we just do it?
Yeah, might as well.
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
Connecting, trustee Burlingame, trustee Dorner,
Yes.
and trustee Warner.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Hearing of visitors. Hello. Excuse me. I was signed up to speak. What's going on? How do I turn off that one? Okay. I don't know what happened, friends. There was no hearing of visitors. There was supposed to be a hearing of visitors, and I don't know what happened. They decided not to have it. So I don't know what else to say. Let me check the chat and see if anybody's got some questions or some comments that I can read on the air. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. I have to find my proper. Okay. Foil of 2020. Thank you, John. History hunting with Tom. I thought she was joking. Yeah. About the adjournment. I don't know. So there was supposed to be a hearing of the visitors. I was signed up to speak. Once again, I get, anyway. So whatever. I was just going to say, let me just tell you what I would have said at the hearing of visitors had they had one. I was going to say, basically, let me put some graphics on the screen here. So here we go. Let me just say this. So let me turn this on. So first of all, I want to welcome Nick Burlingame to the village board, because I think it's a positive change, and I really think that Nick's addition to the board is really going to help balance out the power structure for the people that really might not have had Endicott's best interest at heart. Okay, so I have to make this smaller now. Forgive me while I fiddle with my composition. Okay, so the next one is 2020. So the 2020 review is, once again, I've never been prouder to live in Endicott. I've never been prouder of the people that live here, because everybody came together to defeat this hazardous waste incinerator, and we might have done it. Nothing official yet. Stay vigilant, people. And the last thing is that we did it once. We came together as a community. And I'm asking, why can't I type? So I'm asking that we all do it again. I want everybody to come together, and I want you to learn. We're going to learn together, because I'm learning too, okay? I know a little bit about radio. I've been a ham radio operator. I became a ham radio operator when I was in high school. I'm no longer a ham, but, I'm still pretty involved in technology. But I don't know all of the issues and the legal stuff regarding 5G. So I'm learning. We're going to learn together. But I'm asking that we all come together once again and defeat 5G in Endicott. And if anybody else wants help, if you live in Vestal or Johnson City, I'm not sure what we can do for Binghamton. It sounds like Binghamton is already kind of getting the rollout. But I'm willing to work with somebody in Binghamton, a resident of Binghamton, and maybe we can do some FOIL requests and figure out, what we can do to slow it down in Binghamton. But that's about it, friends. I don't see. Thanks for everybody joining in live. I appreciate your donations in any amount. tinyurl.com/donate to Bill Huston. And so thanks again, everybody. And I don't have. Here we go. So please subscribe to the Bill Huston podcast on YouTube. There it is. There's my donate link, tinyurl.com/donate to Bill Huston. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, John. And Parker. We'll talk to you next time. And T. Snowy. Is that Tim? I'm trying to remember. I think it's Tim. Is that Tim? I forget. But thanks for joining in, everybody, and we will talk to you next time. If you want to email me, there's my email address, williamahuston@gmail.com. And we will, if I can find my black screen, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.